Hey everybody, how are you all? It's your friend Lucia here, and taking a little bit longer this morning. We had a little bit of a techie hiccup, and just want to say welcome to you all. If you're catching the replay, hashtag replay, let us know that you've come by and listened to a little bit about what we're going to be talking about today. Today's topic is about relationships and networking for your business growth, and how networking and building and growing relationships can actually support you in business. Now, as you know, I have got many years of business growth behind me. I guess I was born with a sales head, and since probably I was about 15, 16, I have always, hello, good morning, Reg. I have been able to sell ice to the Eskimos. You know, as a kid, I would always be the leader of the gang that used to go down to the creek. So, just love the bringing together of people and commonalities. You know, like common interests, common benefits, common outcomes, if you like. So with that in mind, I have actually had, a number of businesses, but I've also worked in corporate, in, the sales arena. I was a sales assistant in shoes for many years, and worked myself, up to being the manager of that department. So most of my background is in sales and a little bit of marketing. So marketing, though, you really need to understand if you want to convert that person to get or purchase your product. So with that in mind, today I want to talk about, relationships. And I'm going to go back to my story about the shoe shop. And, when I was working in shoes many years ago, what would happen is in the afternoons, high school kids would finish school, the young girls, they were teenagers, 14, 15-year-old girls, and they'd come into the shoe shop and they'd want to try on all the new fashions. As women, you can empathize with them. It's always nice to know what's going on in the fashion world. Not so much now. We're not as it's not as important anymore. But back then, being leaders of what was new, what was, hip, what was exciting. And I think there's still a little element of that. You've got your Converse, you've got, all these branded clothing brands that people have to have. So the same with shoes. Shoes was one of those things, you either had the stilettos, or you had the platforms, or you had the sandals, the boots, etc. And whenever there was new styles in, you would want to try them on. And that's what these young girls used to do. And I remember having a conversation with some of the team that was in the shoe department. And, they were younger than me, and they would always duck. They would duck away. As soon as they saw the bunch of schoolgirls coming down the escalator with their backpacks and, their whatever, mucking around, they'd just hightail it. They'd be out that back door into the reserve, and they would be hiding in there. And anyway, I had a conversation with them one day, and I said, why do you guys do that? What's the and they said, oh, they just waste our time. They just waste our time always. They're always just trying things on, and they never actually buy anything. So why should we waste our time by letting them try things on? And I'm like, don't really get that. For me, it's about everyone having a go. Not everyone is ready. Not everyone is ready to purchase, but having the opportunity to be a part of something is important for me, and that's just who I am. I believe that everyone can have that opportunity. So it was interesting, that's why they would not be there when the girls would come through. And I remember years later, good morning, V. I remember years later, probably about 4 or 5 years later, some of these young girls that were at school would then come as customers. One was training to be a journalist. The other one was working in the law. She got like whatever you call it, to do law. So she was in a law practice, and another one was just in a, Target. But they're all different people, all different walks of life. But they all came back to that shoe department because that's where the service was given to them, and they remembered. And this is what you've got to remember in business: is that you may not. You might have a conversation with someone now, but you may not realize that you're having that influence on that person at all until they come back maybe 2 or 3, 4, 5 years later and say, I'm ready now. Because you never know where people are at in their journey. Now, I could be talking about this to someone today, and there might be one person and the penny drops. They sort of go, oh, that's what it's about. It's about building that relationship, and you're not going to get instant sales. The sales aren't going to come instantly. And yes, that is exactly what it's about. Is that even what we teach here in the group, it's not going to give you that sale immediately. So you kind of understand. When you understand that, you give of your value with no strings attached. So understanding that is vital in your business. So whoever's watching, hi. If this is something that you get frustrated with, and you'd like to talk it out, pop in the chat sales, and let's have a sales call. And let's talk about your sales strategy. What is your sales strategy? Do you understand where your future clients are coming from, and where they want to go to? So they might want only a 5-figure income. They may not want to be a millionaire, and that's okay. As long as we know where they want. Those schoolgirls that were coming down the escalator, they wanted to try on those fashion items, and then maybe in a few years' time, when they've got the money, they'll come back and buy. So the same with people that are in your group. The people that are in your group, they may not all want to buy. And when you think about organic marketing, that is what it's about. It's about numbers. It's about building those relationships with everyone as much as they want to engage and talk and chat, etc., with you, and then sifting through so that you actually have stronger relationships with some people because they're ready to commit to your program. You might have a program that helps them with sales and moving forward in the sales arena. The thing is, you've got to be able to have a very honest and open conversation around sales. So have you made the 5 calls this week? Have you scheduled 5 people to chat with? Because if you're teaching and then you're not keeping those people accountable, asking them, whether or not they've done the work, then that's you're not actually helping that person. You're not supporting that person. So our clients, we'll ask them where they're at, how they're going. We do it in a gentle way. We don't do it because we're not about being pushy, but we do it about a lip balm business. I can absolutely help you talk about a lip balm business. So whoever that person is, there's all different ways that you can generate. Good morning, Kayleen. There's all different ways that you can generate engagement. And, so for the lady that's asking about, or the gent that's asking about the lip balm business, pop in the chat sales, and one of our VAs will get in touch with you, because we can't see your name at the moment. You can actually get, go into StreamYard and just put in your details, and StreamYard will show your name. So what you can do though is you can, you can have a sales strategy. So, but talking about sales is important, right? People need to understand that you're not here just to, share information. You're here to run a business. So, for me, that's why I've said to this person that's there, put sales in the chat, because I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about your business, what you're doing, how you're doing it, and what your plans for it are. Lip balm, maybe it's not just lip balm that you have, maybe it's more, but you're starting with the lip balm. So we all start somewhere. And hello there, whoever that is. So that is like building that relationship is so important. When you understand your clients and what they are going through on their beginning journey, on their middle journey, on their end journey, what their desired outcome is, then how you can help them. And I may not be able to help the lip balm person because it's product based, but I have a product background, so I do understand a little bit about getting product out there into the masses. Now, I only use virtual now. Since the pandemic, I basically only use on virtual techniques. So if you're wanting to do, markets and things like that, that's my old journey. Like I used to do market stalls and sell clothing. So I've come from that background of face-to-face marketing. But now I prefer using the virtual arena. And that's why we hold our expos. Our expos are our biggest lead generator. Then we have visibility challenges. They're a lead generator. We have our social media workshop. That is a lead generator, because it's showing people that we understand, that you've got to build a connection first, and relationships about building that connection with that person, finding out what it is they desire, what it is they really truly want to do in business. Business isn't easy. Business is the long yards. So if you're not prepared for the long yards, then and the long nights and the long days, then it may not be your journey, but that's, that is why you do the digging, because you really want to know what it is your future clients' wants are, what they need. So, once they tell you what they want, you can actually work out as a coach, you can work out what they need to get those wants, right? So you need to understand that. And then they have desires. Now, desires are those, those big, hairy goals. They're those great big goals, right? So they're the things that are future. And, I want to have a home in Italy and live 6 months of the year in Italy. So that's a big goal. That's a 5-year goal for me. And then we have our dreams. I want to help 5,000 entrepreneurs to get to a 6-figure income. So if you're wanting, information about how to get these big goals started, because like I said, business is the long road. It's not, it's a journey. And when you're in business, it doesn't happen overnight. It is that slow burn. It's that constant doing. It's showing up. It's juggling family. Like I've got someone to go to the doctors today. So it's all of that. You've got to have all those balls up in the air, and then you've got to look after yourself. You have to look after yourself. You have to put time into yourself, because you, at the end of the day, are the person that runs the business. And that is, you have to honor you. And when we're talking about relationships, the relationship with yourself is something really, truly important. So, you can network till the cows come home, and put yourself out there. But if you're not following up, if you're not having conversations, then at the end of the day, you're not actually following through with any of the you're not following through with any of the the ways that person might want to have a talk with you. That when you first meet, you're not going to share everything with a person. You have to get comfortable with them. So these are all elements of human nature that we forget when we're in business. It's kind of like, buy my stuff here, buy this, this is a great product. And it's like, I don't know you from Adam. Why would I be buying something? So we've got to get to know the people first. If we don't grow that relationship anyway, then how are people going to know who you really are? So, you've got to step out of that comfort zone. You've got to feel a little bit uncomfortable. Sometimes it's a little bit ugly, I remember doing Facebook Lives when I first started, and it was like, oh my goodness, go back on those. And some of them I deleted, but then others I've kept because I'm like, yeah, that's where I was. And, this is where I am now. We make mistakes. We learn from those. It takes courage to acknowledge that you have made mistakes in the past. And, the biggest mistake for me was trying to be everything to everyone. And I can't be that. You can't be that. Nobody can be that. And that is one of the greater lessons that you learn over time in business, is that, some people are going to come and some people are going to go, and that's all part of the business journey. So if you would like help with, understanding the sales process and building those relationships in business, online, organically, please schedule some time with me. I'd love to have a chat. I can show you and help you get to your 6-figure income by following one strategy for 1 year. Because at the end of the day, if you follow one strategy for 1 year, you will make your 5- and 6-figure income. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing all of you people in our expo, which starts tomorrow and goes till Saturday. Bye for now. Thanks, everyone.